What if I told you there's a hidden code in Psalm 23? A code that's been used for over 3,000 years to break down impossible walls, cure incurable diseases, and open doors of prosperity that seemed locked forever. No, this isn't superstition. It's applied spiritual neuroscience, a biblical pattern that, when repeated with active faith, reorganizes your vibrational field. Napoleon Hill called it creative autosuggestion. Joe Dispenza describes it as vibrational reprogramming. Today, I'm going to reveal how to use Psalm 23 at 7 a.m. for 7 days to activate a magnetic field of abundance that attracts divine help, unexpected money, and miracles that defy logic. But pay attention. Something happens on the 7th day. Something that only those who complete the cycle understand. Now, close your eyes for a moment. Imagine yourself walking through a lush green field. The sun warms your face. A gentle breeze touches your skin. In the distance, you hear the peaceful sound of running water. You approach and find a crystal clear river. You lie down on the soft grass, feeling safe, secure, and complete. This isn't just a pretty image, it's the essence of Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In this state, you pursue nothing. You already have everything. This is your vibrational identity. This is your magnetic field aligned with abundance. Hold that feeling in your heart. It will be your anchor for the next 7 days. Psalm 23 begins, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." This isn't poetry, it's a spiritual command. It's programming the subconscious for unlimited provision. Neville Goddard said, "You don't describe reality. You create reality by what you declare." When you repeat this, it activates electrical and magnetic waves in your body, as Joe Dispenza explains, and even your DNA responds, according to Bruce Lipton. For 7 days at 7 a.m., declare, "I am provided for. I am guided. I am protected." And now write in the comments, "I was created to bear fruit." Because each word is a seed in the soil of your soul. What is deep remains. I choose to be a root. Neville Goddard said, "You don't describe reality. You create reality with what you declare." Joe Dispenza explains that every thought and emotion activates electrical and magnetic fields in your body. Bruce Lipton adds, "Your DNA responds to the energetic environment you create." Napoleon Hill called this autosuggestion, feeding your mind with words and images that build the life you desire. When you repeat Psalm 23 for 7 days at 7 a.m., you are using a divine pattern to reprogram your vibrational field. You are saying to the universe, to your body, and to your spirit, "I am provided for. I am guided. I am protected." It is a realignment between faith and energy. So I want you to write in the comments now, "I was created to bear fruit." This simple phrase activates in you the awareness that your life is fertile ground for miracles. Remember, the word is a seed, and when you plant faith, you reap abundance. This isn't an empty religious act. It's an energetic command. You're telling your magnetic field what to attract. And the more you feel this in your heart, the faster you'll see change. So the next time you repeat, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," do it with intention, as if you have already received it. Because in the spiritual realm, you have already received it. I want to tell you Mariana's story. 2 years ago, she was drowning in debt, with debtors knocking at her door and the constant feeling that God had forgotten her. She cried every night, asking, "Lord, why doesn't anything work out for me?" Perhaps you've asked yourself the same question. One day, while watching a video like this, she heard about the 7-day pattern with Psalm 23. At first, it seemed too simple. But the truth is, sometimes what changes everything is precisely what seems small. Mariana decided she had nothing to lose and started. On the first and second days, nothing happened. On the third, a strange peace began to invade her heart. On the fourth, she found herself repeating, "The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want," with tears in her eyes. On the 6th day, she received a call from a former client offering a job that would pay off the exact amount of her most pressing debt. But it was on the 7th day, at 7 a.m., that the complete miracle occurred. An unexpected deposit into her account, corresponding to a lawsuit that had been stalled for years. The debt disappeared, and with it, the feeling of helplessness. Mariana told me, "It wasn't just the money, it was like God opened my eyes to see that I was never alone. I realized that abundance wasn't just coming, it was already here all along, waiting for me to align myself to receive it." This is the power of Psalm 23 when used with active faith and constancy. It's what happens when you understand that words don't describe reality, they create reality. And if you're listening to this now, maybe it's your time to do the same. Because what God did in Mariana's life, He can do in yours too. Decide today whether you will continue to just listen to stories or whether you will write your own. Decide today whether you will allow your frequency to remain stuck in scarcity, or whether you will activate the vibrational field that God has already placed within you. Because every habit you maintain is like a seed planted in the soil of your soul. And I ask you, is the soil of your soul fertile or hardened? Does it receive the word and germinate in faith, or does it reject it because it thinks it's too late? Psalm 23 isn't a prayer for beautiful moments. It's a spiritual command for times of struggle. When you repeat, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want," you are choosing every day to water your mind with faith instead of fear. And if you want the harvest to be abundant, you need to plant intentionally. You need to make habit your spiritual weapon. Because frequency shifting isn't an event, it's a daily choice. So now, declare with me, I enter my cycle of abundance today. Write it in the comments, write it in your notebook, speak it out loud. This is your seed. Remember, those who sow doubt reap delay. Those who sow faith reap miracles. And the harvest God has for you won't be delayed when you choose to receive it. The 7-day cycle begins when you decide. And for you, it can start today. How many times have you looked at your life and thought, "I don't see a way out"? Often, change doesn't start with doors opening. It starts with walls falling down within us. And that's why Psalm 23 is so powerful. It realigns your heart with the assurance of divine provision. Right now, I already have everything I need because God is my shepherd. Elias, a simple bricklayer, decided to do the 7-day cycle at 7 a.m. On the 5th day, he still saw no change. But on the 6th, he received an invitation to work on a construction site that paid double what he earned. He said, "It wasn't just the money. It was as if God had shown me that I was worth more than I imagined." Today, when you repeat Psalm 23, do so feeling every word. Imagine yourself being guided to green pastures and still waters. This image creates in your subconscious a map to peace and prosperity. Decide now that you will not let a day go by without planting that seed. Even if you don't see anything yet, the spiritual field is already in motion. Napoleon Hill said, "What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve." And the Bible confirms, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Maybe today seems like just a repetition, but on the 7th day, you will understand that each word was a brick knocked down in the wall of your limitation. Have you ever wondered why 7 days at 7 a.m.? Because 7 is the number of completion, and 7 a.m. is the moment the day awakens. But the sky is already in motion. It's the moment your prayer joins the creative flow. On the 7th day, something happens. It's as if an invisible key turns. It's as if hidden doors open, and I want you to experience it for yourself. If this word is already moving you, write it now. I will go until the 7th day. And the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself being guided by a shepherd who knows every step of the way. It doesn't matter if the valley is dark or the sun is shining. He knows where to take you. The question is, are you following his voice or the noise of fear? Right. I follow the voice that leads me to abundance. Patricia, a nurse, felt her financial life was at a standstill. She began the 7-day cycle at 7 a.m., repeating, "I shall not want." On the 6th day, she received a job offer at the hospital she had always dreamed of. On the 7th day, an unexpected inheritance from a distant relative changed her future. Today, as you declare this verse, imagine yourself with all your needs already met. Visualize provision coming through doors you never knew existed. Decide today that you will walk by faith, even without seeing the whole path. Napoleon Hill said, "Faith is the starting point of all riches." The Bible confirms, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." The shepherd is already guiding you. You just need to follow. Where there is faith, there is harvest. I choose to be a root. Do you want to be root or straw? Right. I choose to be root and commit to these 7 days. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Close your eyes. See yourself resting in a green field, listening to the gently flowing waters. There is no urgency. There is no fear. There is provision and peace. What would your life be like if you lived like this every day? Right. I receive the peace that multiplies my provision. Emmanuel, an eager salesman, began the cycle and realized that his peace of mind naturally attracted clients. On the 7th day, he closed a deal that sustained his company for months. Joe Dispenza says the body responds to emotional state. Jesus declared, "Peace I leave with you." Decide today that you will not negotiate your peace. Where there is peace, there is prosperity. The fruit changes, but the root sustains. I choose to be the root. When you repeat this verse, breathe deeply. Feel peace invading every cell of your body, because peace is the field where abundance grows. Decide today that you will not trade your peace for anything. Joe Dispenza teaches that the body responds to emotional state, and Jesus said, "Peace I leave with you." Where there is peace, there is prosperity. The root is the true altar. Right, I choose to be root. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Feel your soul being renewed, as if every weight were being lifted. Imagine a straight path before you, illuminated, free of dangerous shortcuts. Right, I walk in righteousness and abundance. Ricardo, a driver, was constantly feeling unfairly treated. On the 4th day of the cycle, he received an invitation to work for a company that valued his efforts. On the 7th day, he saw his income triple. When you repeat this verse, visualize a clean path where nothing stops you from moving forward. Decide today to walk only in paths that honor God. Bruce Lipton explains that choices aligned with high values change your biology. And the Bible says, "Lead me in the paths of righteousness." Justice opens doors that no amount of money can buy. The root is the true altar. Right, I choose to be root. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Close your eyes. See yourself walking through a dark valley. Beside you, the presence of God lights the way. Fear tries to speak, but certainty speaks louder. Right, I walk without fear because God is with me. Lorena was facing a serious diagnosis. She repeated the verse, "Even though I walk through the valley," for 7 days. On the 7th day, tests showed unexpected improvement. She said, "More than a physical healing, God healed my fear." Neville Goddard taught, "Feel the end as if it were already real." The Bible confirms, "I will fear no evil. What is deep remains." I choose to be a root. When you declare this verse, imagine God's light driving away every shadow from your path. Decide today that fear will not have the last word. Biblical reference author. Neville Goddard taught, "Feel the end as if it were already real." The Bible confirms, I will fear no evil. The presence of God is your greatest security. Inspiring conclusion. The root is the true altar. Right, I choose to be root. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows, shave fragrant oil poured over your head. It symbolizes favor, honor, and empowerment for great things. Right, my cup overflows with blessings. Paulo, a businessman, lived on the edge. On the 6th day, he received a partnership proposal. On the 7th, he signed an international contract. He said, "It was as if God had opened the floodgates of heaven." Joe Dispenza calls this collapsing the desired reality into the now. The Bible says, "My cup overflows." Roots do not fear the wind. I choose to be roots. When you declare this verse, visualize opportunities falling into your lap without human effort. Decide today to receive God's overflow. Joe Dispenza talks about collapsing your desired reality into the now. The Bible says, "My cup runneth over." God is the God of more than enough. The root is the true altar. Right, I choose to be root. Goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life. Close your eyes. See yourself being followed by two angels, goodness and mercy. They don't leave you even when you go astray. Right, I am followed by kindness and mercy every day. Sandra, a teacher, entered the cycle. On the 7th day, she received a promotion without even applying. Bruce Lipton talks about the power of gratitude to change biology. The Bible says, "Goodness and mercy will follow me. Where there is faith, there is a harvest." I choose to be a root. When you declare this verse, feel that your every step is accompanied by the presence of God. Decide today to recognize and be thankful for your daily blessings. Bruce Lipton talks about the power of gratitude to change biology. The Bible says, "Goodness and mercy will follow me." When you recognize kindness, you attract it even more. The root is the true altar. Right, I choose to be root. Now you have in your hands a 7-day spiritual map that can completely change your life. But remember, the power isn't just in the words. It's in the consistency and faith with which you speak them. Be a root. Remain steadfast even when you don't see immediate signs, because the harvest comes to those who don't give up mid-cycle. Write now in the comments, "I choose to be a root," and declare this as a covenant between you and God. If this message spoke to your heart, subscribe to the channel now, activate the bell, and share it with at least 3 people who need to know that there's still a table set for them at God's banquet. The more we sow this word, the more lives we'll see blossom. And remember, the shepherd is already guiding you. The table is already set. The cup is already overflowing. Now, it's up to you to decide whether to sit down and receive. I believe that on the 7th day, you will have a testimony to share here. So, let's go together. Start today at 7 a.m. for 7 days, and may goodness and mercy follow you every day of your life.